Hi everyone, this is Shauna at Go Healthy Living, and we're gonna do a quick chair yoga class. If possible, get a chair that's a little sturdier than mine. I'm using a folding chair just to be able to fit in this space. I prefer if you had a chair that was a little more stable, okay? And if you have a chair without arms, that would be wonderful so we can move around. But work with what you can at home. The biggest thing is that you feel safe in it. It's not going to slide or move. Okay, this class is if you are not able to get up from a chair, or if you don't feel very steady on your feet, or if you're tired and you just want to do a chair yoga. So let's start to just roll our shoulders up towards our ears, back and down. And we're just going to let go of tension. Just inhale and exhale. Sometimes you just already feel a lot of tension up there, right? Deep breath and release. Some of us have wrist issues, so let's get some synovial fluid moving and circle our wrists towards our body. Circle our wrists away from our body. If it doesn't hurt, we're gonna say stop and kind of stretch that wrist back. Exhale, drop, stretch. Feel that nice stretch on the top of the arm. Deep breath. Take your other arm, stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach and press and feel that stretch there. It doesn't matter which side you do right now, just make sure you're doing both sides of the body. So you're dropping one ear to one shoulder. Oh, a lot of times there's a lot of tension there. You might want to close your eyes for a second and just breathe away that tension and stress. We're going to open our eyes now so we can take the arm on the opposite side and go up and down and say stop there. Ooh, sometimes when it's really tight, we're feeling this huge connection right now between the neck and the wrist. So just wow, right? And dropping. Take a deep breath in, opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Again, you can close your eyes and think, right? Sometimes there's just a lot of tension if we're not sleeping well, or if we've got some referred pain and shoulder issues. We're gonna take that arm, the opposite arm of the ear, and go up and down. And we're gonna say stop and feel a nice stretch again. Feel that neck and wrist connection, right? Okay. We're gonna take both arms up now and do that stop motion. Now, if you're already feeling a little tired, this is good strengthening, right, for the arms. We're gonna drop to one ear and we're gonna go back and forth and feel a nice stretch again. It's good to just close your eyes and release the tension. Drop it down for a second. We're gonna do the other side. We're trying to release the tension all up here first, okay? Back up, saying stop. We're gonna go to your opposite shoulder, just back and forth. Nice release. If someone's doing the video with you and they want to stand, all of these things can be done, in a standing position too. So if anybody's at home with you doing it and they want to stand for most of it, okay, same thing, but now we're going to take our fingers and we're going to pinch them, middle finger to thumb. We're going to relax and we're going to feel the stretch go from the neck to the top of the wrist. So again, just a gentle back and forth. You can have your eyes closed if you want. Breathing, exhale, roll to the other side. Deep breath, back and forth. Some of us have so much tension up there and we're just really feeling that already. Okay, let's loosen up the shoulders, upper back again. We're gonna grab those hands and exhale down. Grab them up. Exhale down, deep breath up. Now when we reach, we're gonna take it forward a little, elbows to elbows. This is a great upper back stretch. If we can't get down on the floor to stretch our back, this is a really nice one. So we're here, and we're gonna pull it in. Deep breath up, and pulling it in. So we're feeling already some good stuff. Okay, now let's start to move the back side to side a little. Take a nice deep breath in. Left hand's gonna go on your right knee. And you're gonna slowly look over that shoulder. If you don't feel great moving farther, you're gonna stay over here looking or closing your eyes. If you feel great, you're gonna look all the way around. So I'm gonna do this at a side angle so you can see again. Deep breath, opposite hand, opposite knee, slowly stretching. I've got a second soundtrack going on outside. If you can hear, there's a big thunderstorm right now. So yoga is great when you have rainy weather like we're having today and you get a little achy and you feel like a human barometer. Again, motion's lotion for the joints. This is good stuff. Okay. Right hand on the left knee. You can grab the back of your chair or press down on it and just slowly look over that knee. And if you feel comfortable, you can look behind you. Okay, so I'm gonna take it at the side angle again so you see. Right hand on the opposite knee, slowly turning. Feeling that nice stretch in your upper back and shoulders. Okay, hands at the shoulders, moving here. Sometimes if we don't stretch a lot, we're already feeling the practice here in upper back and shoulders. Arm goes across. We're dropping that shoulder down from it. We feel a nice stretch there. Let's loosen it up a little more. So hand can be on your waist or on the chair. If you feel better on the chair or your waist. And we're gonna stretch that left hand over you, bringing it back. Deep breath over, bringing it back. Deep breath over. Now let's see if that loosened it up a little more. Drop it across again, drop that shoulder and hug a little bit. And just that motion is lotion to the shoulder joint. So we're gonna do the other side. And first, just take your right hand and wrap it across for a moment, just to kind of do a little personal inventory. And then let's either hand on the leg or on the chair. Let's reach over, draw your elbow to your rib cage, reach over and to your rib cage. Once you've done the video a few times and you feel comfortable, you can do this video while you're watching the show or TV. I wouldn't do it to the news or something that's a little stressful. It'll kind of undo the stress. But if you're watching something that relaxes you, you can do a lot more repetition than what we're doing. Bring it across. Drop that right shoulder down, hug, and feel that nice release. You should feel nice, good stuff here. Okay. If it hurts to take your arm over and pat your back, just do shoulder shrugs while we do this one, okay? If you can, taking your left hand, dropping it on your back, and grabbing your shoulder and drawing it up. You're giving yourself a little pat for doing a little exercise, okay? You should feel a nice stretch here. If this hurts or you've got any impingement, just shoulder shrug right now, okay? Triceps stretch here, feeling good. Both hands are up, dropping your right hand now down. A little pat to your back here. Grab that elbow. And again, any impingement, just roll and release for a moment. Okay. Roll up, squeeze, squeeze. Back and down. That should feel really good. Okay, let's start to move to the back and then we'll finish up down here. So first, you're sitting safe. You might want to move a little closer to the edge of your chair, but be safe on it. And we're going to do some back rolls to release the lower back. So again, if you work at a desk at home, this is a great little video at your lunchtime. You obviously can't be eating and doing the video, but a little lunch break too. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. This next movement is going to release the lower back a little bit. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We are going to hinge from the hips forward like we just did, but we're just gonna hold it. You can have your hands on your knees here. You don't want to feel this in your lower back. You're hinging from your hips forward. You could take your arms up like this. Let's press that chin into the chest, keep a nice spine, and let's hinge forward. Now that's gonna work your back a little more. Keep a neutral spine looking forward, stretching. We're breathing into the lower back. And you really want to be pressing that head in so your spine is in the same alignment, pressing forward. So If that's too overwhelming, you're just gonna take your neck, press in, and hinge from the hips forward. So here we are, nice spine, you're feeling a good stretch down there. Let's keep holding it, okay? So we're either here pressing forward, or we're here and we're pressing forward. If you can't get to the floor and do the back stretches where your knees come to your chest, or you're on your knees in what looks like a prayer pose called child's pose, this is a great way to stretch the lower back. Okay, so breathe and roll back up. Now we're gonna curl that spine. So we're gonna inhale, curl that spine. We're gonna inhale, and we're gonna curl the spine. And we're just trying to get movement in the spine and the vertebrae and the disc. If you feel safe standing and you have a chair that's safe to do this, you could also just roll your back up and drop it down, right? So we've got a lot of options here as far as just moving the spine back and forth. You can be holding on to this, but the biggest thing is that we're moving, right? We're just moving right now, moving. And release. Okay, let's stop for a moment, and you should feel some nice release. We've worked on some neck area. We've worked on the shoulders and the wrists. We're moving the spine, back and forth and side to side gently. We're gonna do some of the warrior poses in a seated position. So you have two options. You can take your right leg back and just sit on the edge to get this nice opener. You can sit here. If you don't feel safe, you can hold on to it, okay? Or you can move to the side of your chair. So right leg is back, arms are up and here facing forward, or they're in front, or they're holding on to the chair. The biggest thing is that you're feeling a nice stretch and opening in the lower hips. And if you're not feeling it and you feel safe to move it back, make sure you are planted on this chair and you're not gonna fall, okay? We're here. So warrior one is normally a strengthening pose. When you're standing, it's a stretchy pose. In the aerial class, for the chair class, we want to feel a nice stretch here. This is strengthening to work on your arms being up, right? But make sure you feel safe. We're gonna move to warrior two. We're gonna take our arms out. So you need to be planted. There should probably be a hand's width in front of you so that there's no way you're gonna slip off the chair. And you're here in warrior two. You're gazing over your right fingers. You're not like this or this, okay? You're straight forward. You're rolling the shoulders up. You're dropping them down. So you're feeling a nice stretch in the hips. We're strengthening the arms. And then we're gonna add, if it feels okay, that left hand on the left leg, stretch the right arm over you. If you feel very safe, we can do reverse warrior back. If you've got any in shoulder impingement and that hurts, you're here and you're just stretching and you're skipping this part. You can be here and just gently leaning back and skipping this part. Okay, let's come back to the middle. So that should feel like a nice stretch down there. Let's try the other side. So as you move to the other side, you're either on the side here or on the side here, but you are safe. You're not gonna tip over, you're not gonna move on the chair. And we're here. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, you can raise your arms up like this. They can be down here, or you can be here. The biggest thing is just that you feel safe and you're feeling a nice stretch. If you're not feeling enough, you wanna move back a little more, okay? If you haven't been stretching your hips a lot, they get really tight. There's 3 parts to the hip to open, and it's a challenge in a chair class to get really into them, but we can do it. We can get into those hips a bit. Okay, make sure there's a hand's width in front of you that you're safe as you reach out. So remember, we don't want to be tipsy, okay? Keep it straight, looking over your fingers, gazing. If you have neck issues and that hurts to turn and look, you can gaze forward, but we do get a nice stretch up in the neck and upper spine by doing this. Roll your shoulders up, drop them down. Take a deep breath in and drop that elbow to the knee. Remember, stretching over if it feels great. staying here if there's any impingement. If there's impingement, but you need to move because it feels so tight, you can always add a flow to things, right? Dropping here, we're gonna go back in reverse warrior. Here, if you cannot move your arm over. Here, if you can, just make sure you are not falling, that you feel safe, okay? And you can go back and forth with this if you feel good. Here or here. The biggest thing is to listen to your body. Yoga style classes are mind-body classes. You're listening to your body. Does it feel good? Does it feel like I should do this more often, right? Okay, bring it back. Bringing some awareness. Things should be nice and feeling open. Taking your left leg onto your right knee, okay? If that's already not a possibility, move back to shoulder shrugs, move back to here, and just move for a minute while we do this pose, okay? So what we're doing, let me show you the version that's not in a chair. We're here, we're sitting back. That's very scary. But in the chair, we can still open the hip a bit. Make sure you feel safe. Left ankle on your right knee. So that already might feel like, ooh, that's a lot. If you feel great, you can bring it forward and feel a lot of stretch there, right? Desk jogs, working at a desk. This feels really good if you can get there. If you're taking the class and you have no limitations for movement, you can kind of do rock the baby and all kinds of silly things. But for those of you that are, needing to be very safe in this chair, just a little hinge from your hips forward. So all we're doing is just moving the tiniest bit till we feel a nice little stretch in the hip flexor, okay? So we're here. Feels really good. Make sure it doesn't hurt. Okay, let's do the other side. So ready, nice deep breath in. Right ankle on your left knee. And again, you're assessing, like, ooh, I'm already feeling this a lot. Stop and just feel the stretch here, right? Oh, I do stretchy class all the time. I'm just taking this class at work on my desk. You can go and be all kinds of adventure. Listen to your body. If it feels okay, deep breath in from your hips forward. Maybe close your eyes. You don't want to feel this in your lower back, guys, okay? So we want to feel a little nice stretch in the hips, so bringing it forward. Nice deep breath. Okay. If you took a lot of effort to get the leg up here, how do we get it out? Deep breath in. Exhale. Always move on your exhales, okay? Always move on your exhales. We're gonna stretch a little bit of the hamstring, so take your left leg out straight, okay? Flex your foot. Make sure that I'm in that video enough here. Flex your foot. Hinge forward. Make sure you feel safe. Again, if you have to hold the chair until you feel stretched behind the left leg, okay? So we're gonna stretch and just really breathe into it. Feels good, right? Point and flex that foot a little bit. Maybe move that ankle around if you can lift that leg up. Okay. Right leg is going to be forward here. Don't feel anything in your lower back. Make sure you're safe on the chair. Hinging forward from your hips. You're flexing that right foot. You're hinging forward and you're feeling all kinds of good stuff again back here. Back behind the leg. If you feel safe to move that leg, we're going to take one leg and we're going to kind of pedal a bike a couple times. You can go back and forth just to, again, synovial fluid for the knee and hip. Other side, we're just going to either point or flex that foot a couple times and just get that in there. Okay, feet. Point and flex, back and forth. Point and flex, back and forth. If you feel safe with them both out, we're going to go back and forth and windshield wipers. We're going to take those feet and get those ankles moving really healthy. Got to keep those ankles healthy. Okay. We're back to the center here. We've released some neck, shoulders, wrists, some back, some hips, some legs. Now we're just going to take a moment before we go into our day or if we're wrapping up our day. Okay, to do a little slow breathing so that we feel really good for the time we spent together. So first, just again, roll your shoulders up, back and down. If you are new to this kind of stuff, we're gonna take our hand on our belly, doesn't matter which hand. We're gonna take a deep breath in and fill our belly. We're gonna exhale, pull it into our spine. Deep breath in, pull it into our spine. We're gonna move up to the rib cage. We're gonna feel the rib cage expanded. Bring it back in. Visualize your lungs, 2 healthy balloons, fill them up. And release. From below your belly button to the top of your chest, we're gonna slowly fill them up. And I would encourage you to close your eyes as we inhale from the belly, below the belly button, going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly release just in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That slow breathing calms any nervous stuff going on, any anxiety, any stress. So when you turn the video off, you can just do a few of those breaths. You can just, roll your shoulders to release the tension on. You can, if it doesn't hurt, back and forth, here and there. And just remember, even a little bit of movement, whether you're in a chair or not, is better than no movement, right? Rest you rest. So if this was helpful, feel free to add in the comments if you'd like more moves and more chair yoga classes. Feel great. Thanks for joining me. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.